Okay, let's get started, guys. The problem I had in school since I was a kid in school, a lot of problems have been really up the ante. It's just people talking while the teacher's talking. I hate this. I hate it when people aren't talking while the teacher's talking. And it's something new. It's just something that some people do. But for some teachers, it's just like, what can we do? It's like they don't care. I mean, some students can't concentrate because it's like you'll be sitting in class reading a story, and all of a sudden people talking. It's like, oh, what you gonna do this weekend? Or hey, what you gonna do after school? Or hey, are you free tonight? It's like, come on, we're here to learn, not talk. It's a school. You're here to learn. You disrupt. That's talking while the teacher's talking is just another way of disrupting class. And it can be severely disruptive learning. It's like, hey, you need to understand. You're here to learn, not talk to your not talk. You're here in the classroom. The teacher's teaching. You need to stop what you're doing and listen. You'll have plenty of time to talk about what you're going to do this weekend. The new video game it's out. It was something important. It would have to wait until the teacher's done. I mean, look, I understand. You've not seen your friend in a while. It's like when a student is talking to a student, they don't get stuff done. They just sit there and just talk like it's no big deal. But this is a very big deal. If you talk while the teacher's talking, then you're wasting the teacher's time. You may think it's not a big deal, but to me and the teachers out there, this is a big deal. Just enforce it. It's like, I mean, you may be sitting there going, hey, what you gonna do this weekend? It's like, hey, why are you talking? I mean, you may sit there and lie saying, oh, it was just a problem. I was just talking about this and that and the other. The only reason why this happens is just because they don't want to listen. You guys don't want to listen to the teacher. You guys sit there and not care about what the teacher is teaching. Those teachers that they teach, they make a lot of money than you do. You don't pay bills. You don't do this. You're a student. Your job is to go to school, sit there, and learn and do the work. You may be sitting there a good multitasker and all, but all you're going to be doing is just sitting there talking. If you're talking to your friend, you're getting your work done, no, you're not. You're just basically sitting there talking to your friend, and by the time class is over and you didn't get done with your assignment, it's like, why did you do this assignment? Well, because I was talking to my friend. That's too much. Teachers have to enforce it. I mean, it's like, if you get up in pairs with your friend, it's like, you're not doing anything else but just sitting there talking. So the teacher has the right to just separate you. There's no point in arguing about this. It's like, I wasn't talking. Work is more important than talking. It's being graded. Teachers teach, students learn. That's the whole thing. And if you're talking to your friend and not following directions, are you getting your stuff done? No. You don't have the right to be in class. And sometimes the punishment would be, if you're doing this, then this happens. Like you could be written up for insubordination or this and that. But the thing is, if for teachers out there, if you're dealing with a chatty class, 5 tips for you. Don't start the lesson until talking has stopped completely. Give me 5. Eyes on teacher, mouth closed, hands quiet, being still, and listen. That's the big 5. Designate talking and no talking times. Integrate talking in your lesson and back it up and try again. Also, during teachers' time not to sing is during teacher lessons, small group time, walking the line tasks, and deer time. So that's the main tips for you. For all teachers. So the bottom line is this. If you're talking to your friends and not following directions, you're not getting your work done. You just basically don't want to do it. And y'all might be sitting there and go, well, yeah, I understand, but this needs to be done here, but I've been talking to my friend a long time. I understand. I've been there. That's one of the main reasons why I couldn't concentrate. Speaking of concentrating, let's take a break so I can concentrate more on the show. Up next, Closed Campus. I talked about this on the very first season of the show. Why again? It's one of the classics. Stay tuned. Y'all remember my old show, Give Me a Break? I talked about Closed Campus a lot. It just basically means no one's allowed to leave campus without the prior permission of the students. I mean, prior permission of the administrators. It's just basically you can't mean. I've seen people leave campus. I've heard people leaving campus to just go get McDonald's, Whataburger, Burger King, whatever. And then, which is part of the leaving campus early thing. It's written right there in the handbook. Which is just basically a thing that y'all should have read during the time of the school year. Which it says on page 9. Page 9, paragraph 2. So I think that I don't think this basically was I don't think this basically was in here. I looked it up and I think that this wasn't in there. This wasn't in the handbook. This wasn't. It wasn't in the code of conduct. I mean, this basically, it was in the handbook years ago, before all this in the pandemic, years ago, but But it basically, it wasn't there. I mean, they could leave campus early to go to work. I mean, come on. You are required to the full schedule. I mean, why do you have to work while you're in school? I mean, I understand it's for your parents not pay the bills, but nobody else understands it. Right there. Page 9. It says it right there. On page 9. If students must leave campus, they make mention with the office. No students will be dismissed early to go to work. Students boys must be aware that students attend regular hours in class. Only emergencies or doctor's appointments are valid reasons for leaving class early. Students must sign out through the office before leaving early. Any student leaving campus without permission during class time is truant and ought to meet with the principal for disciplinary action and or possible dismissal from ACE. What is ACE? It's the Alternative Center for Education. That's the major goal to improve academic, occupational, and personal skills of high school risk. But we're getting off topic here. The whole reason for closed campus is basically a safety issue for all you students out there that want to go out and go get lunch. Listen, the Delta variant's still out there. Y'all have not been vaccinated. Some of you have been vaccinated, but that is your problem to deal with. I mean, listen, we have a Domino's. Just because we have a Domino's, a taco stand, a Dollar General across the street, we have all the food places over there. That still doesn't mean you get in your car, go to the food places, and come back. You're still going to get in an accident, a car accident, and who's going to be responsible? Not yourself. The school will be held accountable for allowing that to happen. Back to the Center for Education, the ACE. The major goal of it is just to improve the academic of high school risk students' degree to stay in school and graduate. Possibility for employment and or secondary education. If you all participate in the program, demonstrate full responsibility and develop attitude. Set goals, attend class on a regular basis, earn student credit through graduation, and develop employee skills. Going back to page 9, if you in disciplinary action, you'll be dismissed from ACE. ACE hours are the same as the high school, which is still, it's a closed campus. No one understood that. Nobody else understood that, but I'm still looking for it. But still, nobody should be leaving campus with your food. There's school lunch there, and if you're going to go on social media and say, I don't like the school lunch, tastes like crap, whatever, that's really insulting the school lunch ladies. Let me tell you, those people, they make a lot of money than you do from our tax dollars. We pay the school lunch ladies and the cooks in there to provide you students with healthy, nutritious meals. And you come on here, take a picture of this, post to social media and say, hey, don't eat this lunch because this and that and the other. That's really insulting to the school, and that's really insulting to the school lunch ladies. Well, you see, they took off closed campus in the glossary. Maybe they don't care. They got rid of it. Somebody has to go up to the board and say, hey, put that back in the code of conduct right this instant. It's a safety issue. Delta variant's out there, and for people who are in cars. Jeez. We don't need this. We don't need people leaving early to go to class to go to work or someone else. I mean, leaving early to go to work, that's not an excuse. I mean, there's plenty of people I know at work who are calling in because they're doing homework. It's like, dude, do it in class. Or just do it before you ship. Come in early. It's not that big of a deal. COVID cases coming up. Moving on now to the COVID pandemic. As of Wednesday, there's one student who has been diagnosed with COVID, and one ECC student who has been diagnosed with COVID, who has COVID. We'll see what happens as the others go along, but for now the total will stands at total cost is 49, 248, 19. The district's 14, and still right now we are still at stage 2, which means migration. Sounds to me like nobody's doing a good job of keeping everything in order. It's like, okay, and look at all these cases, 248. Current enrollment and staff counts 1895. And so far there's been 4 students in the high school student participating with remote conferencing, 5 in the junior high, 6 independent, 2 elementary, 2 primary, 1 ECC student. That's good. Highest number is 6 for the independent. Okay. Let's start for remote conferencing, but for all schools out there, if your school recommends you wear a mask, it's a recommendation. There's no argument to this point saying I'm not wearing this, First Amendment right, it's free speech, whatever, freedom of choice. It's like, okay, don't bring the Constitution into this. And speaking of that, there's other schools out there that are going against the governor, and the Texas Attorney General is basically going to be throwing out a lawsuit on this. Which of the schools is it? Well, it's all 3 of the schools. Beeville, San Diego ISD, just to name a couple. But the question is, why aren't they enforcing it? Why go against the governor? And why is the AG threatening coastal Bend school districts? Here's Julissa Garza with the story.
Great leaders aren't born, they're made through hours and hours of hardcore gaming. I'm not gaming for me, I'm gaming for you.
Transcend humanity with Omen.
Well, as we mentioned at the top of the newscast, mask mandates are being reevaluated by multiple school districts that had previously defied Governor Greg Abbott's order against them.
Yeah, those districts are now looking to avoid a potential lawsuit brought by the Texas Attorney General's office. Our Julissa Garza joins us live in studio with the latest from coastal Bend school districts. Julissa?
Mask in schools. It's been an ongoing discussion since before the new school year kicked off. While some districts in the coastal Bend have rescinded their mask mandates, others still have them in place. And according to the Attorney General's website, those districts should have received a letter indicating they are not in compliance. Mathis ISD.
So like I said, my recommendation is that we rescind resolution to mandate masks on school district facilities and buses for the 21-22 school year.
Motion made by Rick Cortez, second by Andy Trejo. All those in favor? Motion passes 7-0.
Free your ISD.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say sign. Motion carries.
Coastal Bend school districts rescinding their mask mandates, and they're not alone. San Diego ISD also making the same decision, turning to social media to announce they're doing so.
And this is from San Diego ISD. It was sending local dress code policy requiring students to have to wear a mask in school facilities and all events. Compliance. The government regulates GA38. Administration encourages all students to wear a mask. Number of positive cases decreased significantly in the past 10 days. I'd like to thank parents and guardians for this support.
Quote, to be in compliance with Governor Abbott's Executive Order GA38.
Last week, we received a letter from the Office of Attorney General in regards to our mask mandate.
And Beeville ISD also debating rescinding their mask policy, holding a special meeting Tuesday afternoon.
One of the things that we believe in BISD is being law-abiding citizens. But at the same time, we also believe in protecting our faculty, staff, and students.
In the end, Beeville ISD keeping their mask mandate for all students, staff, and visitors.
We know that it is an issue that has become very controversial and unfortunately a political issue. But for us in BISD, it's not about politics. It's about the health and safety of our staff and our community. And so that's what we're focused on right now.
Superintendent Fanning says they will continue to monitor COVID-19 numbers to make decisions that are in the district's best interest.
As we look at B County and we look at the city of Beeville and we see the number of hospital beds that are unavailable and the number of cases as they rise and fall, we'll make changes as we need to.
Fanning saying this decision is to keep not only the district safe, but the families these students go home to.
At the end of the day, we're charged with educating our students, but also returning them back to their parents in a safe manner.
Beeville ISD, like other Coastal Bend school districts, have implemented other COVID-19 safety protocols, and the superintendent tells me those safety measures have proven to be beneficial. Leslie, Mike?
Well,
If I can voice a Netflix hit show, I can voice anything.
there's another school districts that sent out a letter on Monday. Stephen Attorney General Paxton at the University of Janet from tonight's board meeting. Discussion possible to rescind the mask mandate. The freer voted to in reciting. But what does that mean, reciting? The definition of what they mean by that is just basically revoke, cancel, or repeal. Okay, that's good. But do the necessary COVID cases. Beeville and an action on Tuesday's board meeting to discuss the possibility of regarding no mask mandate. At the same time, we believe in protect our family, staff, and students. And they're making their own mask mandate. Several school districts across the Bend are defying the governor's order, like Brooks County, Corpus Christi, Kingsville, Mathis, San Diego, Santa Cruz West, also independent school districts. According to the Attorney General's website, these students should have received a letter. But if those people received a letter, we'll update you. But GA38, that's the law. That was from the executive order. So, something does need to happen, and if this mask mandate continues in Beeville, I think the parents of Beeville would be absolutely in shock. Get back in the moment. Well, that's cut me a break for this Wednesday going to Thursday. And a reminder to always make sure you get yourself vaccinated, make sure you wear your masks, stay socially distanced, and continue practicing safety protocols even if you're vaccinated. So make sure you do those things, and I'll see you Friday for another edition of Cut Me a Break. Good night, everyone.